ladies, welcome to this week's episode. I was thinking this past week, what information could I provide you with that's going to add value? And I really was inspired by Annalisa J, who in her latest video said, she just doesn't want to produce content. She wants to produce content of value. And it really caused me to think. By the way, I'll put her video link below. So I thought, well, what can I provide? What value can I provide to my ladies that will help them live a simple life? Because, well, that's the theme of this YouTube channel, and that is really the theme of my life. So I started writing down all the things that I do on a daily basis that have led to this simple life. And the list kept growing and growing and growing. And initially I thought I would just give you, half a dozen of my tips, but the list kept growing and growing and growing. So I think the best way for me to present this to you is over a couple of weeks. To date, I've got 19 tips. And so let's just see where I can take that. But I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to bore you. So I'm just going to go through the first half dozen, maybe 8. And then I will follow up next week. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them below. I would love your comments. And I will ask a favor of you if you could share this video. I would like to grow the channel, and you can help me do that. So without further ado, let me just start. And the first thing that I realize that I do to create a simple life is I create a very calm environment, a very, very peaceful environment. And as you know, I'm selling my home, and I'll put the link over here for a bit of information about that. But I have had feedback from people who have seen the condo that they sense that calmness and peace. Those that are buyers, and so that is mission accomplished. And here's what I do on a daily basis to create that calm. In the morning when I wake up, I open the windows. Now, even in the summertime here when it's hot and very humid, I would open the windows just to change the air. When I move, will I open the windows when it's cold? That's to be determined. But I try and clear the air. And then I also put incense on. And I also clean the air by doing that. And it creates this calming feeling to my home. I never, ever put the television on. Even if it's just some nonsense that's not news, I just don't put the television on. I keep it very, very calm and peaceful. During the day, you know that I work from home, and this is my office, obviously. But I will put on calm, soothing music in my living room, and it just again creates this calm environment. And if I don't put on music, because I won't lie, sometimes I don't, sometimes I just forget, I start working and that's it, but I always try and create this calm environment. During the winter time here where I am at the moment, I work outside on my balcony, and you've seen pictures of me there, and the music is very nice. It drifts through outside. So it's just very, very, very calming and peaceful. And then during the evening, I do stay updated with what's going on in world events. I won't say I don't, but I limit that 15 minutes, just the headlines. And if I want to know more, I will dig into mainly YouTube to find out more information. And I also always put on a couple of candles, and I keep the mood very, very soothing and very, very quiet and calming. And I do watch television, but I'm very much aware of what I put on the television because it goes into here. So that's the first thing that I do. The second thing that I've noticed that I do to create the simple life is I use up what I have. And let me explain. For example, shampoos, household items, socks, towels. I use everything up. I don't buy to add to what I already have. And I have learned from actually a subscriber a couple of years ago a tip for shampoos, and you can use that. I use the shampoos to wash lingerie and underwear. But this woman whose name escapes me, I apologize, she uses the shampoos and conditioners for shaving. So I never ever, I always use up what I have. For example, I am not very fond of paper towels or paper kitchen rolls. I think that's just a waste of money. It's a waste. It's bad for the environment. So with towels, I cut them up. I know it's weird. I cut them up and I use them to clean with. So big towel smaller towels becomes a cleaning tool. So I always use up what I have. Having said that, I never stock up on items. And it's got a lot to do with marketing, this bongo, buy one and get one free idea. And honestly, I don't need gallons and gallons of olive oil, and I don't need gallons and gallons. I don't need a lot of things to, washing up liquids for my dishes. I don't need all that. And I just don't buy. I buy what I need, and I never buy one and get one free. Now, the only exception for that would be if I could imagine if you had a large family and you go through items very quickly. So I get that. If you have a lot of children at home or a lot of grandchildren at home, I can understand why you would buy one and get one free. Or alternatively, if you lived, as my friend does, on an Alp in Vermont, where she has to travel 45 minutes to buy a roll of toilet paper. I can see why you would buy in bulk there and buy one and get one, or buy several and get several, because that's more efficient. But me personally, I never do that. So I have a tip here for you, and this also adds to my simple life. It's a physical tip, so to speak. And it's got to do with these clips, and they come in all different sizes. And they're multitask tools, because I use them in my business for papers, for files, but I also use them in my kitchen, and I have a drawer full of them. I understand that a lot of people like to have matchy-matchy, containers for different items, pasta, lentils, beans, all that. But that has never been me for whatever reasons, I don't know. So I use these clips on packages, and I just line everything up. And these are mung beans. Yeah, they're one of my vegan things. But I also use it for rice, brown rice, and all those other items that come in plastic bags. I also use them for samples that I get of skincare lotions and potions. I also use them on the toothpaste tube. So these items are multi-purpose, and they contribute in a weird way to my simple life. There's several core beliefs that I have in living my simple life, and this is one of them. And that is a place for everything and everything in its place. And it just makes it so much easier when I go and look for that item. And I'm sure you do this as well. When you come to your home, you put the keys someplace that you can remember. You put your phone someplace. The buttons, what do they call it, control for the television, always in a certain place. It just makes it easier to find everything. And so, again, one of the premises of my simple life, the foundation, so to speak, is a place for everything and everything in its place. I can't tell you where to put your things. That's up to you. But if you just consider it, it will make your life much easier and create this simple life. One of the most popular videos, the most popular videos I should say, is why I wear a uniform. And this truly adds to my simple life. I have worn a white blouse. When I look back at old photographs, because I'm cleaning out my house, I've worn white blouses for decades. And they have formed my uniform. I will put the link to that famous video right here. But truly, and it dives into it deeper as to why I wear a uniform. And just have a look at that, because a uniform has made my life easier, and I sort of morphed into it. And I won't go back, because it just makes my life so much easier and simpler. And I have also learned one of the steps in living my simple life, and what has helped me, is to become really consciously aware of who I surround myself with, the people. And I say this not in a selfish way, but I surround myself with people that lift me up, that make me feel good, that make me want to be a better human being, to understand myself, so that in doing that, I can help others, not consciously, but subconsciously help them. I have found that if I'm in the environment of somebody who's negative, somebody who is negative about their life, oh, woe is me, can't stand that. Somebody who is negative about world events, and surely, yeah, we have a lot to be concerned over, but someone who constantly talks about how bad things are, I really will put my head in the sand on that one, because that doesn't help any of us. And I don't want to be a part of that. And so I have become aware of who I surround myself with. And it's not that I disregard that friendship or that person, but I just step back, because for me, it's not healthy. And another thing that I do to live a simple life on the practical side is that I do laundry. And then once it's finished, I fold it up right away. I don't tuck it away in a basket or on a chair, but I fold it right away, and I fold the items in a certain way. There's no right, no wrong, but it's all the same. And so it creates order in the actual process of folding, but also in the actual storage of the item. So it all looks neat and tidy. It's all simply laid out. And I found that this really helps me lead a simple life. Another step in living my simple life is, as I said earlier, I do not watch the news. I become aware of what is going on in the news. Maybe I'll watch 20 minutes of it, 15 minutes of it, but to constantly watch the news, this would be too upsetting to me, so I just don't. I have a friend who has the television on all day. That would drive me crazy to listen to CNN or one of those news channels. I would find that so depressing. I also am very, very much aware of how I spend my time with the boob tube, because life passes us by and we're watching this square thing with people walking back and forth, when there's so many things that we can do to expand our horizons. And that is something that adds to my simple life. By reading and by writing and by taking up hobbies, that has all contributed to my simple life. I think that is enough for today. I will come back next week with more tips, probably add to my list, but I don't want to overwhelm you. And as I said in the beginning, I really want this to contribute to your life and to add value to your life. And I hope this video has. I wish everyone a good week. Stay well, stay safe. Prayers for Ukraine and the Middle East. And let's hope that it stops there. I'll see you next week. Toodles.